Well, it's been 7 days of a truce with 110 Israelis, binationals and foreigners exchanged for 240 Palestinian prisoners before that truce has now expired. Now, Israel accused Hamas of being in breach of that truce, failing to provide a list of hostages, and the order was given for a resumption of hostilities to resume. Now, the Israeli military reported around about 6 in the morning, an hour before the truce itself officially expired, that it had intercepted rocket fire from Gaza, also in violation of the operational pause, as it was called. It seems combat has now resumed in earnest, with much gunfire being reported, airstrikes on the city of Gaza, with barrages of rockets being fired out of the Gaza Strip towards Israel, with sirens being heard not just in the Gaza envelope, the area around Gaza, but in other Israeli cities as well. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has said on Friday morning that Israel intends to rescue all its hostages. It's the three aims of the war: to eliminate Hamas entirely and to ensure that no such threat can ever come from Gaza ever again. The Israeli army, for its part, has been calling on residents in parts of the Gaza Strip to flee. They've been dropping leaflets on areas, pushing them to move south from Khan Yunis in particular, to move towards the Rafah border crossing. Now, this might well indicate a widening of Israeli operations in Gaza. It's the kind of tactics that have been fiercely criticized around the world. We've seen after Israel trying to push the civilian population out of entire areas that it's almost completely bombarded them, leaving very little behind. Now, even the US, while still reiterating its support for Israel, its Secretary of State Antony Blinken has said that this is the kind of thing Israel should really needs to avoid. It says that Antony Blinken said that Israel needed to be a lot more precise in its targeting and in its bombardments, and it needed to avoid the kinds of massive civilian displacement that we've already seen. Now, all this being said, hope never dies. Negotiations are still ongoing, with Egyptian and Qatari mediators attempting to try for another pause in the fighting.
Luke Shrago, for now, thank you so much. That is our report.